you sure this is what we should really be doing?
Yes. Jay-Z and Beyonce did it. And my girl Brittany and her boyfriend just did it too. Oh, I wonder if Pastor will let us put this on Facebook Live.
Well,
Well, I will ask him. Oh, let's take a selfie in front of his door since we're wearing matching colors.
speaking of that, don't you think these outfits are a little bit too much?
Just fix your shirt, baby.
Okay.
Come in. I was waiting for y'all. Thought you got lost.
How you doing, Pastor?
Doing well. How are you?
I can't complain. Can't
Wonderful.
complain.
Great, great. So, Brian, Tiffany, what brings you here today?
Well, Pastor, I was reading this article in the magazine. What's the name of that magazine that gives all the relationship advice?
I have no idea.
Who knows?
Well, anyway, it said that couples should receive counseling in their first year of marriage. So that's why we're here. Kinda like a checkup. Now, isn't that what we're supposed to do?
Well, it certainly can't hurt, but while you are coming in for a checkup, are there any issues, particular issues that you might want to address?
Well,
No, none at all. Okay, see, this is the thing, Pastor. We've been doing everything right. We go to church on Sundays, and we have dinner just like the Braxtons. And we go on dates occasionally and do things that we both enjoy doing. Ayana Fix My Life taught us that. And we never go to bed mad at each other. And we have learned to handle our disagreements in a proper manner.
I see.
So, Pastor, I feel like we're in a good space. And we only hang out with other married couples.
ooh, don't forget to tell them about all those surveys.
Yes, babe. And we always get a perfect score.
I see. All of those things sound very impressive, Tiffany. Brian, it seems I can't help but notice the subtle sarcasm, and at the same time, it seems as though you had something to say earlier. Would you like to add in on this?
Well, you know, while it appears that we're doing everything that we're supposed to be doing according to the TV shows and the books and following all of the guidelines, however many they may be, it just seems like something, it just doesn't feel right. I mean, this doesn't feel like a marriage should feel. I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is, for lack of better words, I don't feel connected to my wife.
Connected.
Connected.
Oh, Lord.
Pastor, he's clearly not feeling well.
What?
We are very connected. You see? Connected.
Well, yeah, I see you're connected there, but I think that he's saying something more than that, and it's interesting that he uses the word connected. That means a lot and tells a lot about what's going on in the marriage.
Well, you know what, Pastor, you're right. I was reading this article the other day, and it showed
Oh, God.
10 ways to keep our marriage, so it could feel more connected. But we'll read that whenever we get home. Then he'll feel more connected.
Okay. You know, Tiffany, it sounds like to me, I tell you, I admire your enthusiasm and your commitment to really wanting to make your marriage work. And it sounds like to me you're doing everything right, at least in the eyes of the world.
Right.
Wait a minute. What do you mean by that? I've been doing everything I know to do to preserve the integrity of this marriage. I mean, this is what I'm supposed to do to keep a healthy marriage.
Supposed to.
And do it look like I care about what the world thinks around me?
Yes?
No.
Okay, no,
Not me.
okay, all right,
Not at all.
okay, all right. Well, it just seems as though with all of these tests that you're taking and surveys and watching all of these shows, it makes me really wonder, all of that investment that you put in all of that, do you put any investment in just nurturing your husband who's sitting right next to you?
Well, well,
Nope.
But Brian, at the same time, now you all have been married for a year, and this has been going on for a year. And it seems as though you've been kind of allowing it, kind of going on with it, not speaking up, not speaking your mind, not really being honest about your discontentment with her like you should. You kind of have a little bit ownership on this as well, don't you think?
So basically what you're trying to say is I'm a yes man.
Yes, ma'am.
Trying to say.
That's what I'm saying, yes.
Okay, all right. Well, Pastor, honestly, all I was really trying to do was, at the end of the day, I just wanted my wife to be happy. I mean, you're a man, and I mean, at least I hope you are. And, you know, I'm a man, and, you know, judging by that little bit, basically, it's like the saying goes, a happy wife, happy life.
that's right, Pastor.
That's true, yeah.
You better say so.
Yes. You got to keep the wife happy, no doubt. But not at the expense of your own happiness. See, the marriage is composed of both of you all being happy with each other, meaning that there are going to be times when you will make mistakes. There are going to be times when you're not going to do everything the right way. But that's all right, because what matters most is that you still have each other. You know what? There is a story in the scripture that deals with these two sisters, Mary and Martha, and they invited Jesus into the home. Now, both of them were on the same page until Jesus got into the house. And once Jesus came into the house, Mary stopped doing everything, sat down at Jesus' feet, and all she was concerned about was listening to what he had to say. Now, Martha, on the other hand, realized that now that Jesus is in the house, a lot more people are going to come to the house because they're going to want to see Jesus. So she did not want to be caught not being the greatest host. So that means she went and did more cleaning and more preparation and more cooking. She dotted every I, crossed every T, just so that she was found doing everything right. Maybe that was the ancient day of following Ayanna Fix My Life. I don't know. But the point is that she was committed to wanting to do everything right, kind of how you are. And she got so caught up and so distracted in trying to do everything right that she overlooked what was most important. And that was Jesus. He was there in her house. It even got to the point that Martha pointed to Jesus to get Jesus to make Mary help her in the kitchen. And Jesus had to get on her and say, listen, Martha, you're so distracted. You're so caught up. You're so worried about doing everything right that you're missing what's most important that's in front of you. Me. I guess what I'm saying for the two of you, that you don't want to get so caught up in trying to do everything right that you misprioritize what's really important, and that is each other. That's what's most important. I mean, it really also can go into how we act in the church and how we act as children of God. We want to do what's right. We want to live holy. We want to watch the way we walk. We want to make certain we don't hang out with the wrong people or say the wrong things. And we find ourselves really living a life that is appeasing to what the world thinks we should live. But we're missing the whole picture. It's not about all of the sin we do or we don't do. What really matters is your relationship with God. Because at the end of the day, he's the only one that can judge us anyway. He's the only one that can put us in heaven or hell. So he then should be our first and number one priority, just as much as you both should be each other's number one priority. And I think that if you all put more emphasis on each other, you can probably write a book yourself, maybe even have your own television show. But start with each other.
Sweetheart, I didn't know that this was so burdensome on you and that you were so unhappy.
Well, babe, like I said earlier, the only thing that I wanted to do was make you happy.
I was just doing these things because I've seen so many marriages fail. I mean, statistics show that 50% of Christian marriages fail. And I just didn't want that to be us. The truth is, this has been really hard for me too. Trying to keep up with everything that I'm told I should be doing. And I guess I can cut back from the TV shows and from the magazines and just focus on us.
Well, babe, don't be so hard on yourself, because, you know, it's not all of your fault. I mean, because at the end of the day, you know, honestly, I didn't realize that I had so much of a say-so in this as well.
You know what? I think you all are in a good place now, and that's a good place to start. Remember, put each other first. That matters.
Yes. Thank you so much, Pastor.
You're welcome.
I'm telling you, you are so much better than Dr. Phil.
Stop. So much better than Dr. Phil. Ain't gonna pay me like Dr. Phil does.